Welcome to the Elevated Path. Today we're diving into the very nature of reality. What it is, how we come to know it, and how to find clarity in a world filled with different perspectives. Let's explore. Nothing is real unless it's observed. You might have heard this idea before, and while there's some truth in it, it's not the full story. Plato described reality as split into two dimensions. There's the world of being, what exists independently without anyone observing it, a sort of fundamental reality. Then there's the world of becoming, our objective reality, which we experience every day. But here's where things get interesting. What we call objective reality is different for each of us, shaped by everything we've ever seen, heard, smelled, tasted, or touched. It's a unique map of the universe we each carry, and every interaction with our surroundings influences what we believe to be true. This means that what you believe isn't necessarily true for the person next to you. Even in identical situations, two people can walk away with completely different perspectives on what happened and why. So while nothing is real unless it's observed isn't the whole truth, there's a layer of it that holds. Nothing is real for you until it is observed by you. This brings us to an intriguing question. How do we explain our belief in things we can't physically observe? Higher power, the soul, realms beyond this life. How do we know things we've never directly experienced? One answer is secondhand observation. The idea that others' experience can fill in our blanks. Take this personal story. When I was a teenager, my mother went through a battle with cancer. She described several near-death, out-of-body experiences to me. She spoke of things she couldn't have physically observed because she was unconscious, and yet her vivid descriptions became part of my reality because I trusted her experience. Her observations filled in a blank in my understanding. And that's the power and sometimes the danger of filling in our unknowns with others' truths. Myths, theology, even modern psychology often step in to fill in the gaps, to make our reality make sense. In fact, our minds aren't just uncomfortable with the unknown, they crave explanations to keep us grounded and safe. When something happens that doesn't fit our current version of reality, the mind goes into overdrive searching for answers. If we latch on to an explanation that isn't quite true, but seems close enough, it can actually damage our mental health, even lead to anxiety or PTSD. We're hardwired to hold on to any answer that makes things make sense. That's why when someone tells us a story, even if it's false, it can become a part of our truth if we don't have anything else to fill that space. And this is where the influence of others becomes especially powerful. Media, advertising, and even historical figures have used this influence to control collective beliefs. Hitler once explained, "The great masses of the people will more easily fall victim to a big lie than a small one." And Lenin echoed, "A lie told often enough becomes the truth." When we believe something deeply and emotionally, it becomes part of our reality. So how do we find clarity and create a reality that truly serves us? The first step is to recognize something simple. You don't know what you don't know. If you haven't observed something directly, stay open. Keep your mind available to other explanations and possibilities. Step 2 is to stop actively thinking. Constant thoughts are in your mind every day. They are your mind's way of making sense of the world, but our world today is moving faster than ever before. If you hold on to each thought, you attach energy to old patterns. What we focus on grows. So by holding on to old patterns, we keep reinforcing a version of reality that may not serve us anymore. Instead, let your thoughts flow by like clouds and don't engage with each one. Step 3 is to go a step further. Become a master of meditation. Meditation trains you to step outside your thoughts and become aware of possibilities around you. This deep, open awareness sharpens your connection to things that are real and anchors you in truth. When you bring yourself into a frequency of openness, truth has a way of showing up. Step 4 is discernment. Be cautious with those who claim to explain everything. Many people explain things to solidify their own reality, seeking validation rather than truth. Remember, most people are defending their beliefs for themselves, not necessarily sharing something universal. Science, religion, almost every significant human endeavor has sought the same thing: the truth of what is. Aldous Huxley said, "There are things known and there are things unknown, and in between are the doors of perception." Thoreau noted, "It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see." This brings us to an essential distinction: perception and perspective. Perception is the instant when something is sensed, a sight, a sound, a taste, and the brain decides how to interpret it based on past experience. Perspective, on the other hand, is the mental map you build from those perceptions. It's the lens through which you see the world. And sometimes our perspective can interfere with perception, twisting it, or it can make it easier to understand things as they are. So how do you build a perspective that truly serves us? Open your mind. Be open to alternative explanations and stop assuming that you know everything. The only constant in life is change, and accepting that makes everything easier. When talking to others, ask questions instead of asserting your truth. Listen to their perspective. They may have insights that shift your own view. Finally, reflect on your own beliefs. What are they based on? Is there another way to understand them? The more open you are, the easier it becomes to navigate life without clinging to beliefs that cause anxiety or conflict. When you master these practices, you'll find that old fears, anxieties, and uncertainties start to fade. Your mind will naturally repair old beliefs and build a reality that feels steady, secure, and meaningful. Welcome to a greater understanding, and remember, the journey to clarity is a path we're all on together, here on the Elevated Path. If you found this information helpful, be sure to like and subscribe.